They say water remembers. Every ripple, every scream, every body that sinks beneath the surface leaves an echo. At Hollow Pines Lake, those echoes never faded, and for decades, kids who came to the summer camp there would vanish without a trace. This is the story of the last summer, when the lake finally claimed everyone. The first thing you need to know about Camp Hollow Pines is that it wasn't fancy. It wasn't the type of camp kids bragged about at school. No archery ranges, no horseback riding, no five-star cabins. Just a few crooked bunkhouses, a mess hall that always smelled like wet wood, and the lake an endless black oval ringed by pine trees that seemed to lean closer each year. But parents loved it because it was cheap, and every summer busloads of kids were dropped off at the gravel lot, their faces pressed against the window as they stared at the water. That summer 1989, the counselors already whispered about the disappearances. A boy had gone missing in 1974, a girl in 1981, another boy just 2 years before, in 87. The stories were always the same. One minute they were swimming, or sitting on the dock, or sneaking out at night to skip stones, and then they were gone. The camp director, Mr. Keller, always brushed it off. "Kids wander," he'd say with his dry smoker's cough. "Kids run away. Don't go filling their heads with ghost stories." But the older counselors knew better. That year, 3 friends, Eli, Jenna, and Marcus, were placed in cabin 6. They were all 12, the kind of age where you're too old to be scared of campfire stories, but not old enough to ignore them. On their second night, the counselors gathered everyone around the fire pit. The flames licked the dark as mosquitoes buzzed, and one counselor, Lisa, leaned forward with a flashlight under her chin. "You kids ever hear about the lake's hunger?" she asked. The younger campers giggled, but Eli felt his stomach knot. "They say," Lisa continued, "every few years the lake takes someone. Not drowns them, takes them. You won't hear a splash. You won't hear a scream. One second they're there, and then the water swallows them whole." Jenna rolled her eyes. "That's just a story to keep us out of the water at night." But Marcus whispered, "Then why are their names carved into the dock?" Everyone turned. He wasn't lying. By lantern light you could see it, initials and dates gouged into the old planks. The most recent, DT-1987, the initials of Daniel Thomas, the boy who never came back. The next few nights were restless. Eli swore he heard splashing outside after lights out. Jenna said she saw shapes moving in the fog on the lake. Marcus, he stopped talking much at all. On the 4th night, during free swim, Marcus was the last one in the water. The whistle blew. Everyone shouted at him to come in. He didn't move. He just floated there, staring at the tree line. When Eli and Jenna called his name, he finally turned his head, his face pale, lips trembling. "There's something under me," he whispered. The lifeguard dove in, but by the time he reached the spot, Marcus was already climbing out on the dock, shivering and silent. That night, he wouldn't say a word, just kept his sleeping bag zipped all the way up, his back to the others. The first camper vanished 3 nights later. A girl named Sarah from cabin 3. She'd gone to the bathrooms before bed and never came back. The search went until sunrise, counselors shouting her name, flashlights scanning the woods. dogs sniffing through the pines. The sheriff found nothing, but Eli swore he saw ripples on the lake that night. Wide, unnatural ripples. By the end of the week, 2 more campers were gone. Always at night. Always when they were alone. The adults tried to cover it up, telling the kids the campers had gone home early. But no buses came. No suitcases were packed. And still, every morning, new initials appeared carved into the dock. Fresh grooves in the wood, as if cut by invisible hands. On the final night of camp, Mr. Keller ordered everyone into the mess hall. He locked the doors, nailed them shut from the inside, and told the counselors no one was to leave until morning. But that didn't stop Marcus. At some point after midnight, Eli woke to find his friend gone. The back window was open. Eli shook Jenna awake, and together they slipped out into the dark. The fog was thicker than ever, clinging to the trees like spider webs. The lake looked like a flat sheet of black glass, and there at the very edge of the dock stood Marcus. He wasn't moving, just staring out over the water. "Marcus," Jenna whispered harshly, "what are you doing?" He turned his head slowly, eyes glazed, lips barely moving. "They're calling me." The water rippled, though there was no wind. "They want all of us." Eli and Jenna tried to grab him, but the moment they touched his arm, he jerked forward, hard, like something yanked him. His feet left the dock. His body slammed into the water without a splash, swallowed instantly by the black. Both kids screamed, and then silence. Not even the crickets, just the sound of wood creaking beneath their feet. When they looked down, they saw new carvings scratching into the dock before their eyes. MR-1989. Marcus's initials, and beneath it letters still forming, E.R. and J.O. Their own names? The sheriff's report claimed the camp closed due to safety violations. Parents were told nothing. The mess hall still stands, its doors rotting shut. The cabins sag into the weeds. But the dock? The dock remains, stretching out over the black water. If you go there on a foggy night, they say you can hear kids laughing, splashing, calling out for you to join them. And if you look close, you'll see the dock is covered, end to end, in names. Some old, some new, and some still carving themselves, letter by letter, waiting for the next camper to arrive.